Mr. President, I rise today to seek unanimous consent to confirm Dr. Casey Mulligan, the President's nominee to be the Chief Counsel of the Office of Advocacy at the Small Business Administration. I will make that motion in just a moment, but first, let me explain why I'm doing this. This week is National Small Business Week, a week to recognize the achievements of our nation's entrepreneurs. As chair of the Small Business Committee, I have a front row seat to the successes and challenges of our small business owners, and I have the privilege of being a champion for Iowa entrepreneurs. Mr. President, our small businesses are more vulnerable to burdensome government regulations. Over the past few years, the cost of regulations for small businesses has been out of control. The previous administration created more than 1,100 final rules costing $1.8 trillion. The Biden administration's regulatory costs were 600 times higher than that of the first Trump administration and 3.7 times higher than that of the Obama administration. I have been encouraged by President Trump's efforts to freeze and roll back regulations. SBA Administrator Loeffler and the White House are working hard to eliminate burdensome and unnecessary regulations. But to be truly effective, small businesses need a Senate-confirmed Chief Counsel to continue this mission. The Office of Chief Counsel for Advocacy has been vacant without a Senate-confirmed occupant for nearly a decade. This key role ensures small business interests are protected. Having served as the top Republican on the Small Business Committee for years now, I truly understand the need for this position to be filled immediately, and we are fortunate that President Trump nominated a highly qualified individual for this role. Dr. Casey Mulligan's unique mix of academic success and real-world small business experience makes him the best candidate for the job. A Harvard graduate, Dr. Mulligan received his PhD in economics from the University of Chicago, where he currently serves as an economics professor. In addition to his academic role, Dr. Mulligan also owns 2 small consulting and economic research businesses. He has also conducted extensive research on the economic effects of regulation on small businesses. At the SBA Office of Advocacy, Dr. Mulligan would serve as a champion for small businesses nationwide as the agency undergoes much-needed changes to policy and direction. Mr. President, advocacy's role remains true regardless of party to ensure that a strong chief counsel stands up for the little guy and warns regulators when small firms will be harmed. Dr. Mulligan understands Main Street and the importance of examining all costs imposed on America's entrepreneurs. I urge my colleagues to consent to the confirmation of Dr. Mulligan as Chief Counsel of the Office of Advocacy at the SBA. And with that, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the executive session to consider the following nominations. Calendar number 59, that the Senate vote on the nomination without intervening action or debate, the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table, that the President be immediately notified of the Senate's action, and the Senate resume legislative session.
Is there objection?
Reserving the right to object.
I recognize the senator from Massachusetts.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to speak on this motion to confirm Casey Mulligan to be Chief Counsel of the Office of Advocacy. In the last 3.5 months, we have seen an unprecedented assault by the Trump administration on American small businesses. Elon Musk and DOGE have taken a chainsaw to SBA. They've done away with 43% of its staff and an estimated 2,700 people. And I say estimated because SBA won't share who has been fired and who has been retained with the public or with the United States Senate. We don't know. We requested a meeting with DOGE in February and have yet to hear back. The little we do know about what DOGE is doing at SBA is gleaned through media reports rather than through their responses to our congressional request. Because of this administration's utter contempt for accountability and its shameless lack of transparency, we don't know if SBA has sufficient staff on hand to carry out its day-to-day operations. We don't know which congressionally authorized and funded programs have been illegally shut down. We don't know which SBA field offices will remain open to serve small business owners where they live and work. And yet, the Senate Republicans want us to rubber stamp their slash and burn tactics and confirm this SBA nominee by unanimous consent, with a total disregard from the Trump administration to tell the United States Senate what's going on inside of the SBA. They have the SBA inside one big witness protection program. We can't get them to tell us anything about anything. And they want us to come out here by unanimous consent and to start to confirm appointees to the SBA to further dismantle programs that are essential to small businesses all across our country. And let me say this, my Republicans do not see how the Trump administration is turning Main Street into Pain Street, and it's in their home states. Small businesses are being forced to absorb skyrocketing costs because of President Trump's destructive tariffs. They are terrified of losing customers as consumer confidence levels take a historic nosedive. They are listening with shock and disbelief. Small business men and women across the country have to have their bottle of Pepto-Bismol right next to them every single day, not knowing what the impact is going to be of the Trump tariffs on their small businesses across the country. And by the way, there's 34 million of those small businesses right now. And we've got a small business administration that won't even talk to the United States Senate, much less to those small business people who are terrified right now. They, right now, are terrified. They're shocked as President Trump tells American consumers that they're going to pay luxury prices to shop at mom-and-pop shops in the United States. Does anyone in this administration understand the harm they are causing to small businesses? I can tell you at least one entity that does, the United States Chamber of Commerce. Last week, the United States Chamber of Commerce called on the Trump administration to develop a tariff exclusion process to prevent irreparable harm to small businesses and to stop the country from falling into a recession. The United States Chamber is speaking on behalf of chambers of commerce all across this country, every city and town. They're speaking for them. They're saying, protect small businesses from the Trump tariffs. That's the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. That's what we should be debating out here on the floor right now, a bill to protect all small businesses from the Trump tariffs. Instead, we're talking about confirming someone who absolutely should not be debated on the Senate floor at this time. Because those little businesses, they don't have the protections that big companies with big margins have. They're very, very vulnerable. And Casey Mulligan, the nominee for Chief Counsel of Advocacy, has actually questioned the value of longstanding and widely accepted worker protections, including sick leave and paid health care and the right to unionize. And not surprisingly, not a single Democrat on the Small Business Committee voted to advance his nomination. So this is not the right time, and he's not the right person to have this job. Confirming Dr. Mulligan will only further President Trump's radical, damaging attack on small businesses and their workers. And with that, Mr. President, I object.
The objection is heard. The clerk will read the title of the joint resolution for the third time.